Jaxon Smith-Njigba has just changed everything for the Seattle Seahawks, as he has put them in a position they cannot ignore. A statement was made, and now the front office is staring at a decision that has the entire future of the organization on the line. As a statement was made by no one other than JSN himself, that he believes he should be the NFL's highest paid wide receiver, which would mean topping $40.25 million per year, the current record held by Ja'Marr Chase. JSN is eligible for an extension this offseason. What is up, 12s? Hope you're having a great day from wherever you are watching. Kyle Guerrero here, host of Seahawks Digest. We bring you everything Seahawks news related as it is happening in real time. And today we have some insane news because our star receiver, our offensive player of the year, Jaxon Smith-Njigba, has just demanded to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. Today, we are breaking that all down and what this means for the future of the organization. So let's dive right in. But before we do, we have noticed that 98% of you guys are not subscribed. So if you're enjoying the Seahawk content, please subscribe, ring that bell, like, and follow along because we're going to be bringing you Seahawks content all off season long. Now let's dive in. So JSN was on some show, maybe it was a podcast this week, and they asked him about his future in Seattle and a contract extension. And JSN came out and said, I think I deserve to be the highest paid in my position. And just what I give to the game and the community, I give it my all. I think that's worth a lot more. But I would play the game for free. I love this game so much, but you don't have to. And I'm learning to be a good businessman, and we need that check at the end of the day. JSN wants his bag. And what you need to keep in mind is this is not just $20 million, $25 million. That's still a great tier of wide receiver money. This is $40 million a year. This is what Ja'Marr Chase is getting paid right now. This is absolutely going to break the payroll for the Seattle Seahawks. But I mean, can you blame JSN? He just won the Offensive Player of the Year with 793 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns. He also led the team to their second Super Bowl win in franchise history. He's kind of earned this money. Let's get into why this matters for the Seahawks. JSN is the absolute heartbeat of this offense. He really does everything for us. He lines up in the slot. He is a deep threat. He takes guys' ankles on every single route, and he has some of the best hands in the entire league. He is absolutely great on third down, including this massive catch that is in this photo that he had against the Rams in the NFC Championship. Also, with JSN operating downfield and in the slot, it opens up the run game for guys like Kenny Walker and Zach Charbonnet. He is really the key to our entire offense. And he really means everything to this offense, and now he wants to get paid like it. So let's compare what it would look like if JSN was to become the highest paid player in the league. He would be topping a guy like Ja'Marr Chase, who is averaging about $40 million a year right now. He signed a 4-year, 161 total value deal with 110 or 109 guaranteed. So what JSN is eyeing now is probably around that $41 million range with, 100, 110, 115 guaranteed. And it's funny because look at a guy like DK Metcalf that we had the option to pay last year. He is averaging $33 million a year, and I'd argue he is nowhere near the tier of what JSN just did this year. So keep these numbers in mind as we keep going through this video and breaking this down. And JSN, he's a confident dude. He believes in himself, and he believes in the Seahawks organization. But most of all, he's a team guy. There were games this year where he had over 150 yards and a touchdown, maybe even 2. And there were also games like in the Super Bowl where he had 27 yards. But he's a guy that he doesn't always need 10 targets a game. He doesn't need to be the flashy player scoring the touchdown for him to be happy. In the Super Bowl, he only had 27, 28 yards, whatever it was, and he was so happy that they were just winning. So compare that to a guy like A.J. Brown who throws a hissy fit when he doesn't get the ball enough. JSN is an absolute great locker room guy, and all of the guys on the team, they come around him and they feed off of what JSN brings to the team. He is the definition of what we are as the Seattle Seahawks. He is selfless, he is hardworking, and he is just an absolute dog. And he's one of the top 5 receivers in the NFL, and now he wants to get paid like one. And here's where things get a bit interesting, because this is going to directly impact our division rivals, the Los Angeles Rams, as Puka Nacua is also up for an extension this offseason. Puka Nacua is eligible for a contract extension after the 2025 season and should become the highest paid receiver in the NFL with a top of the market deal, potentially exceeding $40 million per year. Jamar Chase's contract, he has earned it. And yeah, Puka has earned it just as much as JSN has. So whoever signs this deal first is the team that is going to get the better team-friendly deal here. Because as soon as Puka signs for, let's say, 160, JSN is going to sign for 162, just to have that little oomph of I am the top paid receiver in the National Football League. So JSN is still under team contract for this next season. This extension would not kick in until the 2027 season. But for the Seahawks, they want to get this deal done as soon as possible, because if you wait an extra year, TV deals go up and the NFL salary cap is going to go up and JSN can demand even more money. And if we sign this deal a little bit earlier, we might be able to spread out JSN's contract a little bit more. We need to realize Devon Witherspoon is also eligible for an extension this offseason. And we have key free agents like Rashid Shaheed, Boy Mafe, Kenneth Walker, Josh Jobe, Kobe Bryant, who are all on the market this offseason. Yes, we have $65-70 million in cap space, but we have a lot of decisions we really need to make here. And welcome to a brand new segment here on Seahawks Digest called What Nobody is Talking About. And this is where we cover what the mainstream media and Twitter and whoever else aren't covering, the subtle little things that are going unnoticed. And what no one is talking about right now is the effects that what this contract extension will have on the rest of the team. Because with JSN getting max money and literally then some, it's going to impact the rest of the players that we are able to sign, that we are able to extend. We could potentially lose players because JSN is taking so much of our cap room with this large contract, and we need to think about that. And let's look at a little bit of a risk versus reward factor on getting this contract done right now. The reward is we lock in our franchise cornerstone. We keep elite field stretching ability and we signal commitment to JSN. But in hindsight, the risk, this is a big cap hit that limits flexibility and what we just talked about of what other players we could sign or extend. It puts hard choices on free agency and could force cuts elsewhere. So there's going to be a lot of heat on how much JSN gets extended for no matter what. And in a way, what this really signals is what JSN means to us and how much we value him kind of compared into what we value into winning. John Schneider has never been a guy that wants to give in to these players who want these max extensions right away. He really likes to wait it out and negotiate. So it'll be really interesting to see how he handles that. But if there's anyone we trust to make this decision, to stretch money out and make it go as far as it can, it is the GM of the year, Mr. John Schneider. So here are the key things that we are going to watch out for next. Will Seattle extend JSN before free agency, or will they wait? How does this impact other priority moves? How is this going to impact Kenneth Walker's extension? Kobe Bryant? What the heck is going to go on with Rashid Shaheed? And is JSN's demands shifting team strategy? If we need to allocate so much money to JSN, how is that going to affect money we can give other guys and who we could sign or what we're going to do in those realms? And time for our final segment of the show called the 12's Verdict, where we want to hear from you about what you think about what we just went over. Should the Seattle Seahawks make Jaxon Smith-Njigba the most paid non-QB in the NFL? Comment that little green emoji and lock him in if you think that's what we should do, or comment blue down below if you think we should negotiate and maybe get a little bit more of a team-friendly deal. I'm very interested to see what you guys have to say, as this is such a big decision for the Seahawks. moving forward, and not just this year, but future years. Anyways, that's going to do it for this episode. Please subscribe, like, and ring that bell so you can keep up to date with everything we're posting on this channel. And until next time, go Hawks.